All right, so today you should be starting your new learning. So today, basically, what I want you to do is I want you to try to start on this freshwater mastery project. Basically, what this is, it's basically a project that kind of covers everything that we've talked about so far with the hydrosphere and all that. Um, so as we all know, everything is kind of online right now. This is going to be on Google Classroom. It's just like how you normally would do in class. All right, so you're going to work on it basically by yourselves. You're going to have all week to do it, but I would not wait till the last minute. So I would definitely try to work on it a little bit here and there during the week. So basically, what this is a project that's going to kind of see all the stuff and basically compare it to what we've already learned and kind of relate it to some stuff that's going on in the world. So I'm gonna go through it today with you. Now, if you have any questions and stuff, don't hesitate to email me or get on Google Meets. So I will be setting up Google Meets. So if you want to talk and try to go over and stuff, that'll be fine. If you'd rather just email me, that's fine, or I can call you on the phone, whatever works best for you. If the Google Meet times don't work for you that I've set up, just let me know, and we can do one-on-one or something like that later in the day or a different day. So I can help explain everything to you. All right, so let's look at this. All right, so basically, what this is you're going to do a project on some type of freshwater issue. All right, so we're going to look through this together so you kind of have an idea of basically what to do. All right, so looking at this is just basically the table of continents. So you got your overview, you got some goals, you got what the final product is going to look like. You have a presentation, and then you have your three choices. All right, and then kind of like a timeline. So as of now, since we're all online, I don't know what we'll do for presentations. Because of I doubt everybody will get on at the same time so we can watch everybody's. But don't worry about that right now. We'll figure that out later. I just want you to work on the project and get it done this week. So don't worry about presenting or anything like that. So an overview, basically what we're going to do, or what everybody will be doing, is this is kind of going to replace kind of like a test. So instead of having a test, this is going to be what determines if you have understood what we've already taught about the hydrosphere. Now you can go back and look at it too. That's fine as well. But we're going to be using all that information and content that we've already learned, and then basically compare it to real life scenarios and see how the real life scenarios compare to the information, and basically build upon those and try to solve an issue. So I know before school was out, we watched the water pollution videos and all that stuff of the rivers, how basically all those businesses and companies were basically polluting the river, and it was so toxic. They showed the pH levels, and basically nothing could live in there. It was destroying everything because all the waste from the pollution from the businesses. So some of that stuff will apply here as well. So looking here, basically we're going to look at the water issue, which you'll be able to choose one. You're going to research solutions and basically try to come up with a plan of action to mitigate. Mitigate means to minimize or reduce. All right, so mitigate, basically what you're going to do is try to find a way that can help or reduce the pollution or the issue that you chose. All right. So right here, a little brainstorming guide. So P. So P is basically the problem. So this is what we're starting with. So what is the problem? So what is the freshwater issue you want to address? All right. So this is your first step right here. So what are you going to choose? All right. So look at what has been happening recently around the world. All right. So use the need help little link right here, document. So this is a document that basically helps you with choosing something. All right, so let's look at that. All right, so right here we can see if you're having trouble with, basically a topic or something that, you're not really sure, is this good enough or that good enough? Look at this. So, I mean, basically it has basically a page or two almost of different things that you can choose. So you see right here, the topic. So the topic for these are human impact. So this is kind of like the little easier type of levels. It's not as much reading, it's a little easier reading. Poverty, all right, and then natural disasters. All right. So you can choose any one of these. All right. So you see the links here. So for example, human impact. So if we look at, let's just choose Mexico City. So you click on here. All right. So when you click on that link, it basically brings you to the issue. So wastewater resource. All right. So on this, you'll see kind of the information of what's going on. All right, so looking at it, let's see. So untreated wastewater from Mexico City. All right, so you see it's basically used to irrigate crops, basically in Mexico City. If you look, keep reading, basically you see there's gallons of untreated wastewater. Basically, they're going through the farms and all that stuff. So untreated wastewater, we should know that that's water that's basically has pollution. It's not clean. All right. And if it's going in the farms, that means that it's getting into the crops, and all that toxins and all that stuff can actually contaminate the crops that you're eating, or in this case, the people in Mexico. All right. So this right here just kind of give you some little bit of information about what's going on. You can click on this. You can see the pictures and all that. Let's see. So basically, this is just talking about a little bit from a research, what he has seen, basically what has been going on. All right. So if you chose this one, um, I'm sure you can find more information about these on different links. If you just look up basically, the wastewater resource in Mexico City, you might be able to find the same thing. But basically, all you need to do with this is your problem. So your problem right now that you chose is wastewater that is hurting the crops in Mexico City. It's causing sewage. It's causing clogged toilets, all that stuff. So it's causing a big problem in Mexico City. So that's your problem that you need to try to fix. All right. So going back to here. So what's your problem? That's your problem right there, Mexico City and the wastewater. All right. The next one, options. So option is research 3 options that could be solutions to the water issue you have chosen. So now you want to research what you can do to fix this. All right. So you're trying to fix the wastewater in Mexico City. All right. Going back to this, the link right here says if you're having trouble coming up with solutions or options to fix water quality issues, check out these websites. So some of these websites right here can help you maybe find solutions for water pollution. All right. You can also look them up on your own. That's fine as well. So moving on to the next one, consequences. So thinking critically about each option you have come up with and list the potential impacts and side effects. So basically, after you've done your step 2 options, you want to think of the consequences. So what are the cons? So what are the consequences of basically what you chose? So what is the problem with the impacts and what are the side effects? All right, so for each 3, you're going to come up with consequences. So you should have 3 different consequences for each different option. All right, what is the impacts and what are the side effects from these options that you chose to fix your problem? All right, so basically consequences should be organized into positive and negative columns. So what that means is you should have the positive, which are the good things that your options are providing, and what are the negatives in a different column from your options. All right, so you should have consequences that are negative and positive in different columns for each of your 3 options. All right, so action. So what is your course of action? So what are you going to do? All right, so create a SMART goal and list out the realistic steps that could be basically implemented for the option you believe is most likely to fix the wastewater. So basically, when you're done doing the consequence and positive, choose one. Choose only one of your options to fix your problem of the wastewater in Mexico City. All right, so what you want to do is basically come up with a list of steps. So step one, I am going to implement this, and this is how I'm going to do it. So whatever you choose, you need to start from the basics. All right. So some stuff, that are solutions, you're going to have to get people to help you figure out what you need, like how big, where area is the best, all that stuff. So your steps are basically going to be from creating the plan to how you're going to implement it to how you're going to fix it, who's going to help you, how's it going to work, how long is it going to take, what's it going to do to help until the end of actually it working. All right, so that's what you need to do for the last one. So your SMART goal, that's what we just talked about. You can look at that link. This is something that you can look at to kind of help you come up with this goal. So write the goal you have in mind. So this right here would be more or less you're trying to reduce the water pollution in wastewater in Mexico City from polluting the farms. So S, you move down. So what do you want to accomplish? So clearly you want to, make the water not so polluted so it doesn't hurt the crops. Who needs to be included? So that means who do you think needs to be involved with this? All right, other than you, basically you need to have people that are who's gonna help you, who's gonna build all this stuff, who's gonna give you the money, who's gonna help you carry this plan out. When do you want to do this? All right, so come up to when do you want to do it. Now think realistically of how long it would take. All right, so you're not going to be able to do it within a day. All right, you're going to have to come up with some plans and talk to people. All right, why is this a goal? So why is it a goal? Because you want to help Mexico City reduce the waste. So next, measurable M. So how can you measure progress and know if you successfully met your goal? So kind of what this means is just as an example. Basically, what you could do is test the crops for if they have any contaminants or the pollution water. Like actually test it. So have someone go in there, test it. What's in it? What's not in it? What's harmful and all that. And then you have within a month, you'll have them go back out after your solution has been implemented, go back and test it and see if anything's changed. And do that every month to see if it's changed, see if the pollution has gotten less or has it risen. So that is something that you want to check or make sure you talk about and measurable. Achievable, do you have the skills required to achieve the goal? So do you have everything you need to take this option of your problem? So what you're trying to create, your solution, do you have everything you need? All right, like the money, the idea, is it actually going to work, people helping you, everything like that. If not, can you attain them? So if you don't have all the skills, what it means by if you don't, so maybe you need to do more research, you need to get help from somebody. So can you attain them? Yes, you can, because you can do more research or ask them people for help. What is the motivation for this goal? So the motivation is to help the people in Mexico City. All right, so or whatever you choose. All right, some of them are habitats, so it might be more animals, something like that. All right, so what is it? Why are you trying to help them, or who's it going to benefit the most? Is the amount of effort required on par with the goal? So basically, effort required means all the effort that you're putting into this solution, is it worth it? All right, so do you think it's worth all of it or not? And don't just say no, because you really need to think about it and all the pollution and all the problems it's causing. All right, so really think about that. Are relevant. Why am I setting this goal now? Why are you setting this goal now? So basically you're setting this goal now to help Mexico City reduce it before it gets too bad and too worse, where the crops are already getting contaminated and causing illnesses in people. All right. What is the deadline and is it realistic? So like I said earlier, you need to have a deadline basically in the steps. Like it's not going to happen within a day. All right, so you need to have kind of like a deadline of when you want all this stuff implemented and is it realistic. All right, so can it happen within this amount of time? Let's see. So review. So basically, the last thing is just review of all what you wrote out. All right. So that's basically all this. So you can use that to kind of help you guide along what you need to have for your SMART goal. All right, so final product for freshwater mastery project. So this is what you should have. So you can do your information, you can write it down, you can type it on a Google Doc, whatever you need to keep up with all your information, you can do whatever you want. So you'll be creating a visual summary of your research to present your freshwater problem and solution knowledge of mastery content. So basically, your final product is you're going to be trying to persuade me that you have learned basically what you need to know to solve this problem and about the hydrosphere. All right, so you can choose one of the following below. All right, so choice one, infograph. Infograph is basically just a page. You can look them up online and they have templates, stuff like that. Letter to an official. So a letter to an official would be someone that is higher up. So maybe the governor or whoever is in charge of basically issues that are going on in Mexico City. You can write to, just write a letter basically, dear governor or whoever's in charge of Mexico City, and basically underneath that write why and what you're doing. So write all that information into that letter. Scientific poster, so you can have a poster where basically you put all this stuff on a poster, all your information, and then take a picture of it and then upload it. All right. So here it is a little more in depth. So infograph, this is kind of what an infograph looks like. Like I said, you can do these online. You can find templates. So you can look here. This is like a rubric. So this is kind of supposed to be what you're supposed to have. All right. So don't worry. Don't go in too much depth about this. But this is kind of what you want to be at right here. So number 4 is what you want. That means you covered everything. You have everything good. So this is something good to look at. All right, so this is an example of the rubric. So you can see here, it has an example. You can also click here for the rubric. So that's what a letter to an official would look like about your problem. Scientific poster, you can choose a poster to do. You can do it on paper, or maybe if you find a way to do it online, that's fine as well. All right, so it should look something like that with all of your information. See how it has the introduction, methods, results, discussion, conclusion, all of that stuff. All right, so you want to make sure you uploading all your information from your research that you found. Presentations, like I said, don't worry about that right now. So project timeline. So this is just a little timeline to break it down for you. So Monday, you're supposed to be starting this. So day 1, start researching your topic. So find which topic you want. All right. Day 2, start basically putting all that. Well, you can continue to work on your research, and then trying to start figuring out what you want to do for your final product. Day 3, work on the product. So this is when you should already have all of your information from your research and you're uploading it, putting it all on your product. Day 4, you should be almost done. Now don't worry about presentations right now. So day 4 and day 5 will be completed. All right. So this should be done by Friday. All right. Friday, I would like to have them all turned in on Google Classroom. All right. I'll have a place where, just like normal, underneath this, you'll go to submit and then turn in. So whatever 3 you chose, make sure you upload it on there and hit turn in. Now, if you don't hit turn in, I don't see it. So make sure you go in there, upload it under this, and then hit turn in on Friday. All right. So that is basically it for the freshwater project. So basically this week, you're gonna have another video of me talking about the PowerPoint. I'm gonna go over basically the beginning and stuff, because I know it's been a while since we have done it and talked about it. So I'm gonna go over that stuff, and then I'm also gonna cover the last couple slides that we did not cover, but that will be in another video. So you will work on a little bit of notes, listening to me, trying to learn all that stuff, and then work on this project this week. All right. But like I said, there'll be more information on Google Classroom about all this stuff. And if you have any questions, just make sure to email me or get up with me so I can help you.